NathanIvey.com. Mr. Ivey know the show must go on. And far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised dogs, close fish, yeah, too strong. Team NI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real. Jumping like hopscotch, nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlatives, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airways, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? Jono be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of Grippos. Show you where the Brits at, Cincinnati Reds at. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. It's the 5-1-3, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at.
Good morning, world. Welcome back. On today's show, I've got 3 OMG stories for you that you might have missed. And I'll give you a heads up. I'm still deciding as to whether I'm going to go to our brother Glenn's funeral today. I'm not a funeral person. Never really have been, but I still want to pay my respects in that way in a very public fashion. So I'm planning on being with you for about a little less than an hour, about 9:15. I think the viewing begins at 10 a.m. And then afterward, they're going to have a celebration of his life. And I want to be there at least for the viewing. I just never been that way. Never been that kind of person. I believe that once the spirit leaves the body, then what's left over is just the shell, the husk. And I like to remember all the good times. I like to remember good people the last time I saw them. You know, that's just me. I don't like to have the last image in my head to be of people in a coffin per se. That's just me. That's just me. You may feel differently. And give me some space to be who I am. Good morning to you. I've got the disclaimer up. I just want to remind people, man, that just be really careful about the type of images and stuff that you use online. I mean, make sure that you're not using copyrighted materials and things like that, because it could be an issue. It could be an issue for you. Good morning to you, friends. Welcome back. 3 OMG stories that you might have missed. Students were disciplined for placing whites only and blacks only signs above water fountains. This happened at Ohio's Coleraine High School. And they posted the picture of the signs on social media, because when you do some racist shit, you want to get kicked. You want to get accolades and giggles and likes and shares. So you put it on social media. Now, for folks outside of the Cincinnati area, Coleraine High School is in the Cincinnati area, just so you know. Good morning to you. Whites only and blacks only, resurrecting the Jim Crow South. Matter of fact, I've got an image here. I'll show it to you in just a second. You can check it out for yourself. And, you know, it was crudely done. This wasn't no sophistication. Like, literally, it's a piece of paper. It literally is like, Daryl says he'll be there. Okay, great. If I'm there, and I'm planning on being there at this point, but, you know, it's a game time decision. You know, that's a very personal decision. Like I said, when I die, if I die unexpectedly, I don't have no worries or thoughts about whether you attend or not. I know who support me and I know who don't. So it is what it is. I won't think any way differently, and my family ain't gonna make you, and don't let nobody make you feel differently. If I pass away, you don't want to go to my funeral, don't go. I'm dead. I'll be on to that next adventure whatever that might be. And I'm telling you right now, I'll feel no way about it. I think you should do what's comfortable for you. Whites only and blacks only, resurrecting images that we've seen from the Jim Crow era, primarily in the South, but the whites, even in the North, were a motherfucking problem. We all know that. And the first thing I thought was, it's the parents. It's the parents. You show me white kids that go to a school and do something like this, and I'd be very surprised if the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I'd be very, very surprised. And kids sit back and they learn from the energy of their parents. My children learn from me and my wife. They're with us all the time. And they're with us as we're watching television, as we discuss the news, and they pick up on our rhythms and our vibrations and what we have to say, right? Our children know what kind of parents they have. They know what we going for and what we ain't going for. They already know. And I'm sure it's the same in the white family. What is going on with the white family? I've been asking all week. I'll ask again. Whites only, blacks only. And if you're a black child or a non-white child and you go to Colerain High School, you got to feel uncomfortable. You got to be like, what the hell? For you to feel this way? Now, some of this could just be pranking. It's senior pranks. I mean, that's what people do. The high schoolers do pranks and things like that. And I'm with the business as long as it doesn't hurt people or destroy property or things like that. I mean, let high schoolers and seniors be seniors. You're going to be a high school senior for only 1 year, hopefully. Some of y'all might have been there 2 years, but hopefully you'll be a high school senior for just 1 year. And then, you go on for the rest of your life, whatever that might be. Like, either you're going to college or you're not, So you got to have some fun, but that's a bridge too far. Whites only and blacks only. If my daughter went to that school or my son went to my school, I'd be very uncomfortable. But I'd be happy to hear that the discipline was harsh and swift. But it's yet another example of how race and racism is pushed into the laps of black folks in this country, and we have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I've heard people say before, like, well, you don't have to deal with it unless it comes to you. Racism doesn't exist. But yeah, it's like every day we pick up these little stories, which completely blows that out of the water, which we smart, intelligent people here, we already know, right? Good morning to you. Kevin writes, Cincy was worse than Kentucky. If a slave was caught in Cincy, they would return them to their former plantation, because if they were caught with the person, they will be charged with theft. Dale writes, exactly, Nate, that ish is reinforced in the home, right? And the media doesn't really make that point, but it is. Kids don't have hate in their heart. They learn that through the older adults, not older adults, but the adults, the people they look up to. They pick up their rhythms. They hear the jokes. Like, what you think is funny says a lot about you. And if they hear mom and dad talking about politics and reacting to politics and Black Lives Matter. Like, Black Lives Matter was a real test. It was a real test. Like the summer of social unrest, that was a real test for every single family, because everybody had to deal with it. And I'm sure there were some folks in some households where, mom and dad or the adults were reacting toward Black Lives Matter and all that talk in a very negative way. Kids pick up on it. Children pick up on it real quick. They know what's acceptable. They know what is unacceptable. They regurgitate it. If a kid is doing that at school, I can't believe that they're not doing something like that at home, because that's how children are. They do shit first at home, and then they go to school and try it. That's just how it works. It is what it is. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134. Before we get any further, I want to get a word in really quickly with our sponsor this morning, Wing Champ, black owned. It's the weekend, baby. And you might be looking to, I don't know, go out to eat with the family, or you might be stepping out tonight and looking for a little late night spot. You know what I'm saying? Want to get your wings on? Check out Wing Champs. Here's a quick promo, and we'll be right back.
Liz Rogers done did it again, man. She done made Grandma Gigi sweet potato pie twice.
And she made Aunt Tony's caramel pound cake too.
Ports like peach cobbler. Say it again. Uncle Charles brown sugar birthday
Big
cake.
Steve's, they slap your mama.
But everybody knows where to get their food. Wing champs will do. Everybody knows where to get their food. Wing champs will do. Wings grilled and smoked to perfection. Dry rubber sauce is your preference. Ribs off the bone can get messy. Which size to choose? There's so many. Make their own ice cream, malicious. Go to the bar that's so friendly. All worked at home to get fed. We headed out the wing champs. Everybody knows, hey, where to get their food. Wing champs will do. Wing champs will do. Everybody knows where to get their food. Wing champs will do. Wing champs will do it, yeah.
Wing Champ 2343 East Sharon Road out in Sharonville, Ohio. Check them out today. Go to their website. There's a link in today's description. You can check them out right there. And if and when you go, make sure you let them know that you heard about it on the Nathan Ivey Show. It means everything, my friends, everything. Good morning to you. Today's show is also brought to you in part by our friends over at Renew Community Church. They offer a Sunday morning masterclass. It's live stream, so you can tap in on Facebook at facebook.com/CINCI Renew, Cincy Renew. You can also tap in on YouTube at Renew Community Church live stream. As you can see, their subs are increasing every single week. People are tuning in. This Sunday, how to improve your physical and mental health. 10 root causes of all human suffering, stress, and aging. You will be surprised. The class is led by Charlie Winburn, and check them out. Again, a Sunday morning masterclass, 11:45 Eastern Standard Time, from a people that may not be in the Cincinnati area, but you still want to tap in. And then, of course, when they live stream it, it becomes a podcast, and you can also check it out if you're not available to check them out live, starting at 11:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Good morning to you. Welcome back. Good morning to you. So, yeah, our brother Glenn is going to be put to rest, as they say, today. And I would anticipate it probably be a lot of people there. He was a very popular and well-respected guy. I am, at this point, planning to go. But it's a game time decision. I might get in the car and just be like, nah, I ain't going to be able to do it. I'm telling you that up front. So, please, just give me that latitude as I would give it to you. As I would give it to you. I think that's a personal decision for each and every person. Good morning to you. Brandy writes, morning, happy Friday. I'm missing Kevin Samuels. Miss that brother, man, because as I said, and I always gave him his props, he was good for the internets. He was good for shows like this. I always kept it 100. He was good for radio. He was good for talkers because he created content that, people want to talk about. And the brother will no longer be creating content because, and we don't know yet. Did you read that somebody posted or created a fake Gofundme account? It appeared to be the family of Kevin Samuels, but it was like fake. It was a con. People will do anything for money. They'll do anything for money. I mean, the brother was very popular. And so if you put up something saying, we need some help burying, I'm like, why would you need help? He's saying he was wearing $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 suits. He's wearing $3,000, $300 a bottle cologne, $500 bottle cologne. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why would Kevin Samuels need money? But you never know. Sometimes people put all that into the front, and behind it is nothing. But it was just a fake. It was just fake. So it is what it is. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134. If you'd like to share your thoughts this morning. You got me for a short time because I got to make a move if I'm going to attend the services. All right. Good morning to you. Aaliyah writes, good morning, all. Good morning, Aaliyah. All the beautiful Black people. Crystal writes, good morning. Happy Friday. Hey, Crystal. Good to see you. Good to see you. Daryl writes, good morning, Nathan Choppers. Good morning to you, Daryl. Good to see you, bro. Matter of fact, speaking of Daryl, I think he's on the line right now. Let's go straight to him. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nate. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, bro. As good as I can be on a day like today. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. I think I'm gonna watch it online. And it starts at 10 o'clock.
Correct.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the viewing.
I got a meeting. I got a conflicting meeting at that time, so I'll probably have it on my phone while I'm in the meeting. Hopefully it don't last too long, but I should catch most of the service. Man, you're right. That stuff is coming from home. And when I heard about it, I mean, that sounds just like a situation they had here in Georgia. Right here in the state, right? I think it was outside of Atlanta. But anyway, they so what happened at this school is they suspended the black students for wearing Black Lives Matter t-shirts or, anything with a logo on there, anything like that, right? And then they allowed the white students to wear paraphernalia with the Confederacy and all that paraphernalia. They allowed that, but suspended the black students. And
Really?
So the parents got together. Yeah. So the parents got together and they sued. They trying to take care of it, but they going to sue. I think they're getting ready to try to sue the school district for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So, this stuff, and I'm glad you handled drop yesterday, but bruh, there's a time for kicks and giggles, and this ain't one of them. If that's just stick, that's just stick. But sometimes, he was very disingenuous about, what did he say? The Democrats are creating legislation because what's his term for what's his term? How does he phrase it, Nate?
Desperate Democrat. I think what he was saying is that the response that Joe Biden had was to offer up ideas for legislation to deal with guns. He says it's a con game because they know they can't get it through Congress. And I'm like,
no.
Okay, bro.
The legislation. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was done.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Nate. Okay. No, what Biden offered up was the domestic. What was it? The Domestic Terrorist Act. This act would, and I think it will operate out of the Department of Homeland Security. You would basically create a sub bureau inside the Department of Homeland Security, like the Coast Guard, that would deal with track on social media, track with gun sales, track with tactical equipment sales, monitor, known white nationalist groups and any groups of hate. What that would do is create a department and provide resources to this department, and that's their sole duty, to work with the Department of Justice. So they would, more than likely, it's operating out of the Homeland Security, but it would be like the FBI, just having it would be like the FBI, except this unit is devoted to domestic terrorism. That's what that was. And Drop is saying that's not good legislation. All the desperate Democrats trying to do this and trying to do that.
What he was saying, Daryl, what he was saying was that it's a con game by the Democrats for black voters because they know, even though they're proposing it, they know that they can't get it passed. So why would they even try to pass it? It's just a con game to make black people think that they care about it. I'm like, bruh, You really
No,
deep in this
no,
conspiracy shit.
yeah, no. What you said, I mean, yeah, he's saying it's a con game, and I'm saying no, that's legitimate.
Yeah, it's legit.
Christopher Wray, who is a Republican, by the way, but he works for the FBI. What did he say about two years ago? What was the number one threat to America?
Domestic terrorists.
What did he say? Bingo. And they don't have a way. It's too. From what I gathered out of that interview, and I watched it, it's something that it's under the purview of the FBI, but it's too large of a thing to be handled by the FBI, and we don't even have laws on the books to deal with domestic terrorists and how to treat them, how to charge them, where to detain them. That's what that whole piece of legislation was about that Joe Biden is proposing. That's what that's all about. And Drop is against it. Man, he's full of it. The other part of it is he's going in talking about, that, you hear people saying, why don't we have any anti-Black legislation? Like the Haitian people that don't know, look, it is unconstitutional to single out a class in a bill, in a piece of legislation passed by Congress. It would be shot down. It won't get through. That's number one. So if you go out there and search Asian hate crime bill, and when you do it, look for GOB, because that's coming from the government, you won't find it. What you will find is the coronavirus hate. What is it? The hate acts of hate, or something of hate in there. That's because it was pushed by people of Asian ethnicity that work in Congress. So that bill applies to us as well as the 1968 hate crimes bill and the Matthew Shepard, James Burge Sr. bill. Those are also hate crime pieces of legislation. So the hate crime stuff is there, is covered. When they indicted him in the grand jury, they're going for hate crime, a hate crime act, and that's what they're going to push for. So people, we don't need, and all you're going to, even if you did it, it would be the same thing that's already on the books. So don't get caught up. Those people out there trying to cause chaos. We don't need something that says anti-Black. We don't need that because we already have hate crime. We already have hate crime laws on the books, and we just need to use them. Now, that's the thing, how we use them. And watching these judges saying, well, it was just murder. It was just this. It was just that. And from what I understand, this dude that committed the act said, when I do it and when it's done in his manifesto, he said, I'm going to plead guilty. What did that punk turn around and plead?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. So he's a coward. He's a coward. And then the thing is, they're going to say, well, it was due to COVID, right? I guarantee you there's some language in the COVID hate crimes bill that's passed, that's law now, that will undercut his defense. He's going to try to relate it to COVID, and they're going to be like, nah. So we need to stay vigilant. We need to get out and vote. Tim Ryan can win this thing. You need to get a Democratic governor in Ohio. Was it Nan Whaley? We can do this. And I'm saying, when I say I'm talking about us in Georgia too. This focus, they ran a focus group I just saw on Morning Joe and they asking Republicans, they like, Reverend Warnock is not a real preacher, and these are supposedly mainstream Republicans. He's not a real pastor. And then, one lady had out of her mouth, which I thought this was interesting. In this focus group of Republicans, they were like, well, we don't, I'm not going as far as, taking a woman's right to choose, because they're looking at Kemp and Perdue here on the Republican side for governor. And then they like, well, one lady she piped up because she's all about, Trump, and, she's all about that. And she's like, well, it's my right to choose, out of her mouth. But then she would still turn around and vote for the Republican. And that's how they think. They see Democrat as bad. They labeling Raphael Warnock, saying he had an incident with his wife, which was totally debunked. And then they asked him about Herschel Walker, and they had those eyes looking like, well, yeah, well. And then, guy just came out and said it. Well, he's still better than any Democrat. So these people, man, look, it's about race, and it's about anybody that's going to support their beliefs. And then they're going to, debunk, or they're going to try to, tear down Raphael Warnock, who is, a pastor, an educated pastor with a PhD in theology. And they're going to say he's not real. Man, these people, look, the bottom line, the reason why I told you that is these people vote. They coming out to vote. And why we can't get caught up in our feelings. And I know the chop shop is with me, but I'm just saying, tell your family and friends, we got to get out and vote. Really, we really do. Because, we say it all the time, and I know it sounds like a broken record, but stuff is getting critical, and we can't. The Republican Party is about power, and they're craving. They're some dirty mofos. Okay, so you can't. We're going to be hurt. Eventually, we'll be okay if all this stuff goes through, but we're going to catch it first. We always do, and so. Rather than have that, well, I ain't voting for nobody. They not doing this and they not doing that. Bruh, if you for reparations, you ain't gonna never get it if you let them take control of everything, and then they're gonna bring everything up to the Constitution up for all the states to vote on, and then they'll permanently change the Constitution. You ain't gonna never get you can kiss reparations goodbye. So. That's my spiel today, Nate. I just wanted to refute some of what Drop was saying, because it was full of lies. I know you were calling him on his BS, but to Drop, if you call in today, bro, your game is not. This isn't playtime, and if that's how you feel, then fine. But this isn't time to take the other side and then make an argument. And then, the people that you talk about, the young people, are disaffected Democrats. Yeah, there are disaffected Democrats because some things didn't get done. But don't use your rationale for FBA and ADOS people and all the other little groups that don't even understand how civics works as your basis to draft your opinion. That's all I got, Nate. Take care. And all right, brother.
Take it easy. That's Daryl from Atlanta. Yeah, black people. Black people remain, unfortunately, the focus. There's a reason why. And I've made this point a million times. I'll make it again. There's a reason why the Russians targeted Black Americans when they were trying to do the disinformation as a major part of their disinformation campaign, their cyber attack. There's a reason why they focus on black folks. One is because black folks, we know historically, support the Democrat Party. And two, because of our history, black people remain an easy target. You know, it's very easy to divide and conquer black people. It's very easy. It remains that way. And as I've said it before, and you watch what I'm telling you, what the Republican Party, or not the Republican Party, what the Russians did in cahoots with Trump and his team, and Trump was smart to do this using Facebook, is they figured out what people's tendencies were. They figured out what you already liked or disliked, and they just fed you more. When you're dealing with human beings, if you're trying to control them, it's far easier to push a grown person in a direction that they're already leaning, rather than trying to push them in the opposite direction. So what did they do? They just whipped it up more. It's like, oh, you don't like Hillary? Oh, we're going to show you all the stupid shit she ever said. And it worked like a charm. I like the idea of FBA, Foundational Black Americans. That's Tariq Nasheed. I love the idea of ADOS, and I hope that they actually can have a real impact. But I don't know what they've done at this point. You know, sometimes when I tap into some of those channels, it just feels like it's just whining and woe is me, and what's the point of all of this? Like, where are you trying to lead the people? What do you want them to do? And if I miss that, then I apologize, but that's the feeling I get. You know, it's like, you know, so-called new black media, it's like all they do is talk about they're trying to lie to you. They're trying to lie to you. They're trying to lie to you. And it's just nothing else. What's the solution to this? Can't trust them. 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 Okay, well, what's the point? It can't just be like a never-ending, belly aching, crying in your milk, whining session. You know what I'm saying? It's got to lead somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I was happy to see Tariq Nasheed, because there was a point there where he wasn't on no politics. And I couldn't understand what you and me look at your videos, but you ain't on politics. Then he started getting to the political realm. I was like, okay, brother, now you making sense. You know what I'm saying? But that whole don't vote shit, look at what it got us. That whole don't vote for Hillary shit, it got Trump. And Trump got 3 people on the Supreme Court. And now they're on the precipice of trying to do away with Roe v. Wade. That's just the first target. There'll be more. And it's far more articulate. It would have been far more intelligent for people to say, look, yeah, Hillary ain't perfect, but you got to look at the bigger picture. It's bigger than her. It's the Supreme Court. It's these other issues, these federal court judges. It's a lot more than just the personality of the person who's in the White House. And I thought it was the most unintelligent thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, it happened years ago. I'm still talking about it. I couldn't believe some of the conversations I was having with people in the chop shop. I'm like, what? It made no sense. And cutting off your nose to spite your face is stupid. Well, we gonna show them. Okay. How'd that work for you? How'd that work for us? And right now, you got these state legislators. See, the one thing I'll say about the Republicans, and we've all said this, is that when they get power, they use power. They ain't sitting around worried about what the Democrats might do if they take over. They get the shit done. They gangster with it. That's what people are looking for Joe Biden did. I think Joe Biden's been slow. I think, you know, he should have done as much as he could through executive orders to push his agenda. And in every single speech, every single public appearance, hit them points over and over and over and over and over again. No matter what you can get through Congress and Joe Manchin and Christian cinema, it don't really matter. You show the people who you really all about. But they constant. That's what Trump did. That's why they loved him. Because every time Trump did anything, Trump would be in Russia talking about the media, talking about and speaking directly to his base. It didn't matter the circumstances, and they love that shit. There's a power in that. Whether he was effective in getting legislation passed or not, the perception is reality. And the perception is that wherever he was on the same shit. I just feel like Joe's a little bit slow. I think Joe Biden was on some old, well, you know, I know these people. I've been in the Senate for a long time. They don't care about you, Joe. You know, McConnell don't give about no damn Joe Biden. You a Democrat, period. It don't matter whether you was Obama. You going to get the same Obama treatment. It make no difference. They play for keeps. And I think a lot of people, and I said this to some of my Democrat friends, they all say the same thing. That's not true. I've said it to my Democrat friends, like Democrats come across as weak. Democrats aren't weak. It's like y'all better wake up and listen to what people are saying about you. It is what it is. 3 OMG stories. I got another OMG story, and this is related to what Daryl just said, actually. Appreciate that, brother. Great segue. But we've been talking about what can we expect in the wake of the terrorist shooting in Buffalo. Black people remain traumatized throughout the country. That's traumatizing. House passes domestic terrorism bill in mostly party line vote. What's this? On Wednesday, just yesterday or 2 days ago, the House, because there's 2 houses of Congress, you've got the House of Representatives, and then you've got the U.S. Senate. The House of Representatives passed a bill that seeks to create a domestic terrorism offices throughout the United States. The bill has been dubbed the Domestic Terrorism Prevention Act. It passed in a 222 to 203 vote with only one Republican, Adam Kinzinger from Illinois, bucking party leadership to recommend and vote for the legislation. 4 Republicans did not vote. The legislation specifically calls for the formation of domestic terrorism offices within the Department of Homeland Security, that's the DHS, the Department of Justice, the DOJ, and the Federal Bureau of Investigations, otherwise known as the FBI. And they will be tasked with monitoring and scrutinizing potential terror activity. Do you think this is a good idea? Does that sound like a good idea? Does that sound like a proper response? And again, I think it should be a multitude of responses. But does that sound like a proper response to you from our legislators, when it comes to the domestic terrorism attack on our brothers and sisters up in Buffalo? Now, I don't believe in a panacea. There is no one pill that's going to take care of everything. I don't believe in that. And I think that as we're dealing with and responding to what happened in Buffalo, there's a multitude of things on multiple levels. But this is what Congress did. This is what Congress did. And it passed with only one Republican voting for it. Over 200 Republicans elected by people throughout the country voted against it. Why? I don't know. I mean, do I think this is going to prevent it? I don't think you can prevent in the world that we have set up for ourselves. We got drop on the line. Drop. Hold on. I'll come straight to you, brother. In the world that we've created, this America, these Americas, this country, with the availability of guns, AR, was it 15s and the like, body armor. I mean, until you completely crack down on that kind of stuff like they did in Australia, and I'll tell you what Australia did after they had a terrorist attack. Australians actually care about Australians. Americans don't really care about Americans. But in the world that we created for ourselves, it's nearly impossible to prevent a psycho-sicko, someone who's determined to either die or they don't care about getting caught, to prevent them from committing a mass shooting. It's sad to say, but it's hard. But I think all efforts should be put into trying to prevent it. I mean, I would be in favor of banning certain types of weapons. I'm in favor of, where's Joe Eden at? Joe, you out there, my good buddy Joe with the Buckeye Firearms Association? Man, you've been unusually quiet this week. I want to know what the Buckeye Firearms Association thinks, because Y'all out here trying to put as many guns in people's hands as possible. So I want to know what you think at a moment like this, Joe, if you're listening. But anyway, I'm in favor of a lot of measures that just haven't been passed that I don't think impedes upon our Second Amendment. And I think we got to reinterpret the Second Amendment because we're different now than we were back in 1776 or 1779, wherever the fuck it was ratified. I don't remember. Grab your history books and Google it. Let me know. We're just different now. And then the science behind weapons is different now, right? Back then you had muskets. It took you, 90 seconds to reload your musket. Now, with certain weapons, you can kill, as we just saw, you can kill a lot of people in a short time frame. So we have to understand where we are and who we are. But that's what the Democrats, primarily in Congress, passed, with only one Republican in the Congress supporting it. And I'd like to know why other Republican congressmen and women didn't support it. What is their issue with it? To me, it makes sense to do something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, if you can use the FBI to surveil the Black Panthers and anti-war protesters, hell, the FBI was running around here following Jim Brown, following Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The FBI run around this motherfucker messing with these rappers. Hell yeah, we should have, in the wake of what we've seen so far, more of an emphasis put on domestic terrorism. And if the first step or one of the steps in that is to create these new offices, okay, I'm with it. Y'all was running around here following Martin Luther King, talking about who he's sleeping with. I don't give a damn who Martin Luther King was sleeping with. I never care. Even if I was alive when Dr. King was alive, I wouldn't have gave a damn. So what? Let him have his girlfriends. I don't give a damn. The FBI run around here messing with anti-war protesters during the Iraq War. They run around here talking about RICO charges for rappers. Now, maybe it's justified or maybe it's not. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, clearly, one of, if not the biggest threat to the safety of people inside this country are these mostly white domestic terrorists. I mean, that's very clear. That's very, very clear. But let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivey. It's Friday. I ain't got no job. That's right. I'm retired. I know today is going to be short. Rest in peace, Glenn from Mason. But I got one thing for our friend, Chopper Durrell, the Georgia Peach from Atlanta, also known as the Junior Overseer. I just want to inform that brother, you cannot replace Glenn from Mason, bro, because you just don't possess that skill set. So, Nate, I appreciate you reading the outcome of that bill that went through the House, party line vote. Only one Republican, Adam Kinzinger, who's not running for re-election, and 192 Republicans voted no. And like I told you yesterday, Nate, they playing with their black voters' emotion. What they did yesterday, after they knew what was going to happen with that bill, first thing they said, headline, they run the MSNBC, CNN, 192 Republicans voted against this bill that we put in for all the victims of New York. Now, see, again, like I told you, Mr. Ivey, they know good and damn well that this is not going to pass in the Senate. But they could have easily put up H.R. 40 for a full vote. Why didn't they do that? Huh, Mr. Ivey? The reparations study bill.
I think you're asking
they
the wrong question, sir. You're asking
they could have did that and used that against those evil, white, racist Republicans.
Do you think that H.R. 40 would pass?
But either way, Mr. Ivey, it proved my point from yesterday, sir. So again, all I got to say is,
how does it prove your point from yesterday?
Because you just went over it with the Georgia Peach. And he brought up, I told you this was going to happen. I told you they're coming up with this legislation to try to ignite their base, try to give them some enthusiasm, something to want to go vote for, because right now, President Biden has a 41% approval rating. His approval rating on the economy is 37%, sir. His approval on immigration is 35%,
Irrelevant.
sir. And on Monday,
That's irrelevant,
if there's
though,
no
to the point.
judgment, on Monday, if there's no judgment from a judge, Title 42 will end on Monday, May 23rd, and the 2+ million that have already entered the country, they're estimating that there are going to be upwards of 20,000 people per day. So again, that's all they're doing. All they're doing is exploiting the black vote, because they do not want to get destroyed in November like Barack Obama got destroyed in 2010.
There you go again, brother. You're doing that bullshit again. You're doing that bull. I just told you about this bullshit yesterday. Ain't nothing changed. You peddling that bullshit goofy theory that got 10 people killed. That's that same replacement theory. You're doing the same thing.
What did I just say?
You're peddling the same thing that this white man believed in that led him to kill 10 black folks.
Where'd you read that at?
I just heard you say it.
I didn't say nothing about no damn replacement theory.
You just defined it.
What?
What you mean what?
I
Stop
talked
acting
about,
dumb, sir.
I
I just told
about,
you yesterday. I don't like it
I talked
when
about
black people
title,
call into the show and act
I talked
dumb.
about Title 42. What does Title 42 have to do with this conspiracy theory called the Great Replacement?
Stop acting dumb and stop playing with grown folks. But then secondly, you're asking the wrong question. The question you should be asking yourself, Black Republican, is why is it that your party don't care about Black lives? A few days after 10 people get massacred, the Democrats offer this up, and only one Republican, only one member of your party votes for it. To me, that's a clear-cut sign that they don't care about Black lives. That's where you should be focused.
Right. That was the point of doing that was the point of doing it. Like I explained to you on your show yesterday.
Why aren't you upset with the fact that your party don't care about
Nate,
Black people and you're a Black man?
Bro, hey, I appreciate your efforts here, but maybe your head ain't in the game because you're going to Glenn service today. But people who are listening to you, Nate, they're not comprehending what you're talking about.
Stop it, sir. Just answer questions.
Stop it. The Black, like TNT said yesterday, the Black enthusiasm for the Democrat Party is almost at zero, Nate.
You have
the
aligned
Democrat
yourself
Party
with a party
and Joe Biden
that over and over again tells you that they don't care about your Black ass. Period. And you still call January. You still calling here fetching their water. Why?
In January, Joe Biden had an 87% approval rating.
You didn't answer my question, sir. That's not the question.
Now he has lost.
So now you don't want to answer questions when you call in, drop?
He has
when we start doing this
67% approval.
So now you don't want to answer questions when you call in?
I'll answer your questions.
Okay, then. So answer it. Why?
My questions were answered when I first got on the phone with you. I answered your question from yesterday.
No, you
when
haven't.
I told you that this was going to do. This is what they were going to do in Congress.
I didn't
and you
ask
said,
you
"Oh, that's some more your bullshit, drop. That's some more your bullshit, drop."
Yeah, you was on bullshit.
And I
called
told you,
I ain't afraid to call you that.
How they play with Black people's emotion. And Durrell, the Georgia Peach, he must have missed that press conference that Benjamin Trump gave, where he asked specifically
That's not the question,
for
sir.
Black.
That's not the question. People are listening. People can hear that you don't want to answer the question, sir.
I'll answer whatever question
Glenn.
you want, sir.
You're not Glenn.
You may not like the answer.
I'll take any answer. I'll take any answer.
No, you won't. You're going to flip it. You're going to flip it. You're going to spin it. You're going to do whatever you need to do.
I-75. Why is it that you continue to align
when they start working on that bridge yet?
Party?
They start working on that bridge yet? Yeah, I guess they waiting for that money to come through too.
All right, sir, I got you. Anything else?
Hey, I don't know why you're doing this, sir.
Doing what?
It's obvious. You cannot argue the fact that the Black voter in May of 2022 is not happy with their president
I didn't ask
or
you that,
their
sir.
party.
I didn't ask you that.
If they were, they wouldn't be playing this bull stuff that they
People
playing
are listening.
in the
They can
House of
tell that you're afraid
Representatives,
to answer the question, which
passing
is, let me take it from the
legislation that
top,
they're gonna
sir.
use.
Here's the question again. I don't know. You can do all these little rhetorical devices. It means nothing to me. Why is it that as a black man, a black Republican, that you are not outraged? How can you continue to align yourself with a political party that shows over and over again that they don't give a damn about your black ass or your people or your mama and them? Why is that? A few days after 10 black people were slaughtered in Buffalo by a white supremacist whose head was filled with Republican talking points that you yourself regurgitate, they had an opportunity to at least take some step to protect us, and they chose not to. And yet you still calling here carrying their water. Why is that, sir?
Nate, you don't wait on nobody to protect your family. That's why you do the things you do. What makes you think I'm sitting around waiting for a damn politician
So basically,
to guide me through my day-to-day life?
So basically, you can't
Are
answer
you
the question.
serious?
I get it.
You don't like
I got
the
my
answer.
answer, sir. Thank you very much. Anything
Right.
else?
All right. Hey, but on a serious note,
Yeah.
so Nate, I really want to give my condolences to the Glenn William Washington family, because the short time that I knew that man through your show, Nate, I really actually miss him and me going back and forth on different mediums. So I just want to give my condolences to his family. And I know he's going to rest in peace. He's finally with his wife. And that's all I got, Nate. Thanks for taking my call, brother. I'll see you next week.
All right, man. Thanks for making the call. Appreciate it. It's my big bro, but sometimes I gotta set him straight. I ain't on the bullshit, man. And I don't know why you think you so smart that we don't know what you're doing. I mean, brother, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've heard it all, seen it all, been called it all, talked about it all. This ain't nothing new for me. This is just what it is. And it's very, very clear that I don't know what it is. It's like, I don't know. I have to think more about it, but I appreciate those words for Glenn. Absolutely. Rest in power. Absolutely. And damn, I'm looking at my Gucci. It's about that time, man. Damn. Time goes so damn quick. I appreciate you, but I got to make a move. I'm trying to get out to Glenn's services today. It starts at 10. I think I want to be there for the viewing, not so much for the funeral. I don't have a problem about being emotional in front of people. Shit, I weep for my brothers and my sisters all the time. Do it openly. It's not that. I'm just not a funeral person. So if I miss you there or whatever, give me some latitude, just like I would give you. Like I said, if I pass away and you don't want to come to my funeral, I ain't gonna think shit about it, because I'm gonna be in I'm not sure where I'll be. Actually, I don't know what happens afterward. I hope good things, but we never know. But everybody's different. But I do appreciate you, Drop. Don't just because I'm only hard on you because I love you, bro. I'm only hard on you because I love you. I rock with you. You my mans in them. And if I didn't give a damn about you, I wouldn't say shit to you. I just let you say that cockamamie shit. But I can't do that. I care too much about you, brother. So it might come across as aggressive, but I'm a big brother. I got 2 little sisters and 2 little brothers. I can be like that. So I'm just giving you that big brother radio love. That's all that is, brother. Nothing more than that. I love your calls. I love your perspective, but well, you know what you get. You know what you're getting. Listen, I really appreciate everybody. I wish I had more time to rock with you, but I do not. I got to make a move. I want to remind you that today's show was brought to you in part by our friends over at Wing Champ. 3Ws.originalwingchamp.com. That's their website. Boom. There's a link in today's description. You can pick up you can order for delivery. You can eat in. You can pick it up. All right, check them out. It's Black owned. They're in Sharonville, Ohio. Check out the menu. Check out the menu, and you can get your Creamalicious ice cream there as well. Did I say this is Black owned? See, part of the response to what happened in Buffalo and the fact that people out there got a problem with us is for us to excel. Black excellence every day, all day. If they mad now, they're really going to be mad when your grandbaby and your grandson, your granddaughter is the salutatorian or valedictorian. They start their own Black businesses. They're really going to be mad when we resurrect Black Wall Street in all these cities. That's when they really going to be mad. When we start stacking them chips and building our wealth, they're going to really be mad. And that's what we need to do. Let's make them mad. All right. Let's make them real mad. They don't want us here. We ain't going nowhere. And not only are we not going anywhere, we're going to live our best African-American lives. We're going to live the African-American dream together. That's what we're going to do. All right. So check out the good folks over at Wing Champs. Today's show is also brought to you in part by our friends over at Renew Community Church. They offer a Sunday morning masterclass. Is a live stream. So, with COVID and everything and just people living busy lives, they're taking advantage of live streaming technology. You can tap in on Sunday mornings at 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, facebook.com/Cincy Renew Community Church live stream, hosted by Charlie Winburn, one of the choppers. Sunday's topic: how to improve your physical and mental health. 10 root causes of all human suffering, stress, and aging. You will be surprised. Join over 2,000 plus subscribers on YouTube today. Check them out. And with that, my friends, I've got to make a move. Have an excellent rest of your day. Remember our motto. Let's say it together. Winners focus on winning, and losers focus on winners. So stay winning and stay focused, and we'll talk real soon. Until next time, I'm Nate Ivey, and I'm out.
Liz Rogers done did it again, man. She done made Grandma Gigi sweet potato pie.
And she
Shut up.
made Aunt Pony's caramel pound cake too.
Porch Light, peach cobbler, Uncle Charles, brown sugar, birthday
Think
cake.
Steve's and slap your mama. But
Everybody knows where to get their food. Wing Champs will do. Everybody knows where to get their food. Wing Champs will do. Wings grilled and smoked to perfection. Dry rubber sauce is your preference. Ribs off the bone can get messy. Which size to choose? There's so many. Make their own ice cream, creamalicious. Go to the bar, they're so friendly. All perked at home to get fed. We headed out the Wing Champs. Everybody knows, hey, where to get their food. Wing Champs will do. Wing Champs will do. Everybody knows where to get their food. Wing Champs will do. Wing Champs will do it, yeah.
Yeah, talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
Back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the by my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem is nothing. In the discussion, got them feelings I throw on my pain on percussion. The disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you on my spot at the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old. I'm on they now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. trash now, I'ma spaz out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the skies the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been duck dog getting in my new merch, colored duck sauce on the new couch with my Chucks on. Get the on with that hate. I'm big cool on the small chat, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a hawk guy on the ball cat. Get the out of my face.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man.